Have you ever met someone who refused to stop fighting, even when life had already taken everything away? This is the story of a boy named Liam Hart, a 17-year-old dreamer from a small village hidden between the misty mountains of Aldervale, a place where time stood still, and hope was a luxury people could no longer afford. Liam wasn't born lucky. He grew up poor, his clothes often torn, his shoes patched again and again. But what hurt him most wasn't poverty, it was loss. 2 years ago, his mother had fallen sick during the winter storms, and she never woke up again. Since that day, Liam had carried a silence heavier than any stone. Yet deep inside, a small voice kept whispering, "Don't give up." One day, while working at the blacksmith shop, Liam overheard talk about an upcoming mountain race, a brutal challenge where only the strongest dared to compete. The winner would earn enough gold to leave the village and start a new life. Something inside him sparked. For the first time in years, he felt purpose again. But when he told the others his plan, they laughed. "You?" scoffed Ronan, the blacksmith's son. "You can barely lift a hammer, and you think you can climb the devil's spine?" The whole shop echoed with mockery. Liam smiled faintly, hiding the sting in his chest. He didn't reply, because he knew words wouldn't prove anything. Only action would. Later that night, as he sat outside under the cold stars, a gentle voice spoke behind him. It was Ira, an old healer who had once known his mother. She placed a hand on his shoulder and said, "Your mother used to say the mountain doesn't test your legs, Liam. It tests your heart." Her words sank deep, like embers in the snow. From that day, he began to train. Every morning before sunrise, he ran up the frost-covered hills. His feet bled, his lungs burned, but he didn't stop. Day after day, he pushed through pain, until the boy everyone mocked began to change. Not in strength alone, but in spirit. Then came the morning of the race. The entire village gathered near the foot of the mountain, a jagged beast of rock and wind. Ronan smirked as he tightened his boots. "Try not to fall, hero," he whispered. Liam looked up at the icy peak and took a deep breath. This time, he thought, "I climb for her." The whistle blew. They ran. Snow whipped against his face, wind howled in his ears. One by one, competitors began to fall back. The trail grew steeper, colder, crueler. At one point, Liam slipped, tumbling onto a ledge. Pain shot through his leg. He wanted to scream, but then he remembered his mother's voice. "The mountain tests your heart." So he kept climbing, hands bleeding, body shaking, breath tearing through his chest, but he never stopped. Step by step, he pulled himself higher, until the clouds opened and sunlight spilled across the peak. He had made it. When he reached the top, there was no cheering crowd, no gold waiting for him, only silence, and the sound of wind whispering through the snow. But in that silence, Liam smiled, because the mountain had given him something far greater than victory. It had given him himself. Hours later, when he returned to the village, even Ronan couldn't meet his eyes. For once, no one laughed. They saw not the poor boy they had mocked, but the spirit that refused to die. And from that day on, whenever anyone in Aldervale spoke of courage, they didn't talk about soldiers or kings. They spoke of the boy who had nothing and still never gave up. Sometimes life takes everything from you to show you what's truly inside you. Courage isn't born from comfort, it's born from pain. So when the world pushes you down, stand up one more time, because maybe that one last step changes everything.